I am super excited to be going back to Canada to meet author, spiritual medium, incredible person, and the brainchild behind the book Seeking Alignment, the amazing Liz Throp. In fact, why don't we go and speak to her now? The wonderful, the elegant, the radiant Liz Throp. How are you, lovely lady?
I am amazing. Thank you so much for having me here today.
I think I should be thanking you because we've just talked an hour before this show and you kind of just sorted out my whole life for me. So thank you so much. So people who are watching, if you need a guidance counsellor, someone to help you, this is the woman you need to be speaking to. But we're not talking about all your work today. Well, we can do. We are going to mention quite a bit of it. But obviously today is book read. So we're focusing on your new book, Seeking Alignment, which I've been very blessed to chat to a couple of your authors so far. So, but I kind of, this is kind of a bit of your brainchild, it's kind of a bit of your plan. I kind of want to know, before we talk about the book, I would like to know a little bit more about you, a little bit about your background, and how this book, how you becoming an author came to pass.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So, thank you for having me here. This is amazing. So I'm a psychic medium. That's, primarily who I show up as in the world. And I have been doing this work for over 30 years now, where, it wasn't always a full-time gig for me. I've only really been full-time for about 13 years now. Prior to that, I worked other jobs and did this on the side. And I came to, realize that, over time that I had a gift to support and heal and help. And, I have the ability to foresee things and, really truly help people get back on their path. So it's been, a blessing in my life that I've been able to share that with other people. And then I in addition to that, I'm a wife, I'm a grandmother, I have 2 grandchildren I'm very happy and blessed to have. They are the lights of my life. And, and I'm just a simple girl living here in Canada, just a simple girl.
I find it difficult to believe that you have 2 grandchildren when you're only 36 yourself. So you started young, kiddo.
I so started young. I so did. Yeah. That's right. My daughter was a baby having babies. Yeah, that's really pretty true though. But yeah, I'm very blessed. I got to have grandchildren young, enough to enjoy them. So yeah, it's been a good thing for me.
What got you into writing? But obviously your life seems very fulfilling. You're doing a lot. You're giving out a lot. How did writing? Because that's a big chunk of brain power there as well, isn't it? And
it was really a leap of faith in myself. I had a dear friend, Anka, who had contracted cancer. She was a healer through and through. She was my personal guru, my personal healer, but we were besties. And she had always said to me, you need to write more. She had read a few of the articles that I had written. I would send them off to her and say, does this work for a blog? And she'd be like, this is amazing. And I had such lack in confidence with my writing ability. And, on her deathbed, she said to me, Liz, you need to make me a promise. And she said, you need to write more. You just need to do that. You're a very gifted writer. People need to know what you have to share. So I was like, sure, not thinking anything of it. But then I felt this compelling, honor that I need to honor her, that I made this promise to her. So I went into it begrudgingly, kicking and screaming. I wasn't feeling good about it at all because I don't have very good grammar, or I write the way I speak. So it's not very polished. But then, there's people who edit material for you. I had no idea that this was a thing. And so I was able to write and get advice from editors, and then that I would learn from them giving me tips and advice. And so over time, I've literally just been more and more confident in doing it.
So the book Seeking Alignment, is this you just mentioned that you've written you've written small pieces for other things, but was this kind of like your first project at something a little bit more?
No, it wasn't. It's my third book. So
Why haven't you been on my show before? Right, we've got a couple more shows to do next week. Right. Well,
they're compilation books. So like Seeking Alignment, there are compilation books. So there are a group of authors coming together and creating a book. So my other two books are Inner Peace and Living Beyond Fear. So I created these two with other people. My experience with that book was so fun and so easy. I had thought to myself, why don't I create a book that incorporates other authors that I can control the narrative of. I can say this is the plan for it.
Right.
And I came across another gal, Tracy Beach, who I was hosting an event. Think of it like a convention for psychic mediums and healers and light workers alike in Niagara Falls. And it was a 3-day event that I had hosted with an outfit called Spiritual Canada here in Niagara Falls. And we had invited light workers from across Canada to come and share their wisdom. It was amazing. Over 2 days. And I had this idea in my head to take the information that I had received from all of those light workers over the 2 days and all of their incredible wisdom and put that into a book. And so Tracy was one of the speakers that we had at the event. And interesting enough, I hadn't met her until the event. So when I heard her speak and we got talking, she had written a book with another group called Love. And she had told me about her experience with that. And we both kind of shared our experiences with collaboration books. And we said simultaneously at my radio show, because I had invited her on, I have a radio show, by the way, if anybody wants to listen, it's at 4680q.com. It's an online radio show. We had both kind of talked about creating this project together. And that's how Seeking Alignment, True Stories of Lightworkers and Healers came to be.
Amazing. So you featured 18 different authors. Yeah. 18. Well, it would be 17 plus myself. Okay.
And so, I got to share my own experience and my journey of coming to be who I am. And this is what the whole purpose of the book was to ask these light workers to share their pain story, what caused them to be who they are today, what was their journey to get there, and then action steps of how to support the reader who may be going through the same challenges as them, action steps in order to support healing or facilitating a new direction.
Amazing. I could go and question you for bloody hours, but it is what it is. I really want you to read. Are you up for reading a bit of this book?
I would so love to read.
I would so love you to. Okay, it's over to you, kiddo.
Thank you so much. So my particular chapter is called From Pain to Power, A Journey Through Darkness into Light. And I sort of talk about in my chapter my pain story, but I don't want to share that. I want that to be the surprise for the readers. What I want to share is Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul author and best-selling author for many reasons. He actually agreed to do the foreword for us in our book, and I'm just going to switch specs because it's always easier to read with the right glasses. So Jack Canfield wrote this foreword. Throughout my life and work, I've witnessed how stories carry us forward. Stories of courage, stories of awakening, stories of ordinary people stepping into extraordinary light. In Seeking Alignment, we are invited once more into that unfolding. A journey of heart, soul, and spirit as told by Canadian lightworkers and healers. You may find yourself reading this today because you're curious or because you felt a whisper deep inside, a calling to align more fully with your truth. Maybe life has nudged you forward towards healing, or maybe you're already answered the call and you're now gathering your strength, gathering your voice. Perhaps you are one of the many light workers who carry witness to both the beauty and the shadows. Whatever brought you here, I want to affirm your path matters, your alignment matters. What you are holding in your hands, this lovely book, is more than a collection of stories. It's a mirror and a map. In these pages, you will meet people from Canada whose lives have been transformed by inner knowing, by the courage to heal, and by the willingness to serve others through their gifts they carry. These experiences are diverse, some woven through silence, others through intense struggle, and many through love. Yet all share a thread that alignment is not a destination, it is a journey toward living more wholly, authentically, and vibrantly. And that's just a portion of what he shared with us.
That boy can write, can't he?
He's so incredible. And I cannot, talk about this book enough, but on the back of the book, you're going to see two other folks here. And one of them is Sean Leonard. He is White Eagle Spirit Talker. What we did was I reached out to Sean Leonard and Jackie Dennison. Sean Leonard is from ATPTN's TV show Spirit Talker. He's an Indigenous, incredibly gifted psychic medium on TV here in Canada and syndicated. I'm sure people around the world have seen him. And then Jackie Dennison did a show here that was very popular in Canada called Rescue Mediums. And they both happened to be connections to me. So I reached out to both of them and I said, listen, I've just created this incredible book. And I would really love for you to read the book and then give a review before it gets published. And they were both, absolutely, we'd love to do that. And so I would just like, if I have the time, to quickly just read.
Get on. Yeah, I want to hear it.
Thank you. So Sean wrote, Seeking Alignment is such a beautiful and powerful book. It's filled with real stories from Canadian lightworkers and healers who've walked through pain, loss, and transformation and found their way back to love, truth, and spirit. I felt deeply connected reading these journeys. They're honest, raw, and full of light. This is a book that truly uplifts the hearts and reminds us why we are here. To grow, to heal, and to help others do the same. So beautiful. And then Jackie Dennison from Rescue Mediums wrote, The strength of the human spirit is extraordinary. We often discover our strength when we are at our lowest point. Seeking Alignment, True Stories from Canadian Lightworkers and Healers delves into the depths of emotion, pain, and endurance experienced by individuals, highlighting the resilience found deep within the soul. Through their personal journeys, we are inspired and encouraged to recognize that loving, healing energy flows naturally, and that what we give out, we also receive. By nurturing ourselves internally, listening to our intuition, and following the guidance of spirit, we can achieve almost anything we set our minds to. This book has been written from the heart by all those who share their journeys with us. It's truly enlightening.
Wow.
I really hope that, by me sharing those snippets from the book, that your listeners and viewers enjoyed what I shared.
I'm sure they enjoyed it, and Sodom, I enjoyed it, and I'm going to need to get myself a copy. That was super cool. I can't wait to read it. Actually, it's going to be
such a beautiful project, such a beautiful book.
And I said, like, even I've met you and chatted to you today, but I've also met a couple of other of the ladies that have been involved in the writing of the book, and I knew Peggy because I've sung karaoke with Peggy. So obviously the universe has weird and wonderful ways of getting people connected.
And do you know how Peggy and I are connected?
No.
Did she ever tell you? Peggy and I are connected because I had a brainchild many years ago, probably going back about 10 years ago now, to support psychic kids. And I wanted to create a website for psychic kids to support them and their parents, because when you're a kid and you're having these experiences,
yeah, it's scary.
Terrifying, right? And there's nothing out there to support. Well, there wasn't at the time. There was nothing out there to support kids on this journey. So Peggy and I got together and created Psychic Kids United. Wow. Now that website has since gone down, but I still support psychic kids through my own personal business, as does Peggy. So yeah, it is, we didn't need the website. We were doing the work anyway, and the kids find us anyway. Yeah. So it was a beautiful project that we worked on together and support so many kids. Yeah.
I wish someone in England were doing that back in the day. I'd be a little bit taller. I wouldn't have spent every night under the bloody duvet. I think I got suffocated, then it grew to 5'7".
I used to run and jump from the door to get to the bed because I was terrified of something under the bed, because that's where a spirit would usually come up from, beside my bed. And,
wow.
And so I was convinced they were always under the bed. But yeah, there's so many tips that you can help and support kids with. And, like I said, if your kid's musically inclined or physically, like they're sporty, you can send them to camps for that. But there's nothing... Yeah. There was nothing out there for kids who are psychic. And I just happen to have a daughter and 2 grandchildren who are very psychic.
Wow.
So I've had the experience of helping them on their own personal journeys. Yeah.
Well, people at home, if you've been watching and this is something that you need to contact Liz about, then please make sure you do it, quite frankly, because if anyone can help you, Liz definitely can help you. So you'll find all our contact details on the title page of this episode. Liz, where can people buy this book? More importantly,
Amazon, my darlings, Amazon. Go to Seeking Alignment, true stories from Canadian lightworkers and healers.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I wish you untold amount of success and love with the book. And here's to future projects, and here's to future book reads on Jaden TV, because I want to hear about the other 2 as well at some point. So we need to get together about those. And people at home, Amazon, you know where to buy it. So go and get yourself a copy. How amazing to start 2026 with that in your hand, or that as a gift to someone, about finding that they're not alone. Their darkness is not a solitary thing, that other people have experienced that similar and worse, and they're still shining as brightly as they possibly can after that experience. So go and get that. It's definitely on the Christmas list for anyone you really love and care about. That is the book that's going to take them the next step forward. Liz, thank you so much. It's been lovely to chat with you today.
Thank you so much. Super cool. I appreciate you.
Love you loads.
And I love you so much more.
I will catch up with you very soon. See you later, hon. Bye. How amazing is she? How amazing does that book sound? I do hope that you will go to Amazon and get your copy before you turn off your phone or your computer. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, please go and follow Liz on all of her social media and go and check out her radio show and everything. You'll find everything about Liz in the comment section, or in the comment section, in the title section of this particular episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed it. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.